Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for March 26th, 2025 from the Derby Hill Hawkwatch. I don't know what I expected to see when I looked out the window this morning, but it sure wasn't this. An inch or two of snow had fallen and was continuing to fall. After taking my time getting up and around and eating breakfast, I made my way outside and it was actually a pretty morning. And it looked similar to how it did when I arrived 4 weeks ago. And here's what the North Lookout looked like. And remember this picture because I'm going to show you what it looked like at the end of the day. The bird feeders were pretty active this morning. Here we have a white-breasted nuthatch. Here's a double-crested cormorant flying through a snow squall. By late morning, it was starting to clear up, and I started the count at noon. Besides one or two short snow squalls after that, it was partly to mostly sunny for the rest of the day with westerly winds that were moderate and then increased to strong by the end of the day, and it was fairly warm, so not a terrible day to be out. The main migrant today was turkey vultures in individuals and small groups that added up to 115. Here's a bald eagle that looked like it was migrating, and note the dark tip to the tail, so maybe not quite a full adult yet. Here we have a really pretty bird that's yellow underneath with a black bib and a long sloping head that goes to a sharp bill. This is an eastern meadowlark, and it's in kind of a funny posture because it had just taken off out of a tree and was pulling a hard turn. As it went away, I had a nice look at the camouflaged back and the distinctive tail pattern with the white outer tail feathers. The light was really nice today to see and photograph the iridescence on common grackles. They are really beautiful birds when the sun hits them like this, and I also like in this photo how you can see the difference in the length of the tail feathers. Here I caught one puffing itself up, I guess to display dominance. And I'll show some love for the red-winged blackbirds too, even though they, along with the grackles, have been emptying the bird feeders quite rapidly. Remember all that beautiful snow from the morning? Well, by the end of the day, it had all melted. Westerly winds usually mean a pretty good gull flight, so at the end of the day, I took an hour and just stood on the bluff watching the gulls go by. Here we have an adult American herring gull. And here we have a nice dark first-year American herring gull. Here's an American robin, and I believe it's eating staghorn sumac berries. And before heading inside, I took a photo of these mourning doves that were hanging out. Taking a look at the eBird list, today I had 45 species. There were no new species for the season, but some of the other highlights that I didn't mention yet were a Bonaparte's gull and a common loon that was down on the lake. Taking a look at the hawk count report for our migrating raptor totals, today I had 115 turkey vultures, 1 bald eagle, 1 northern harrier, 1 Cooper's hawk, 2 red-tailed hawks, and 1 peregrine falcon, for a total of 121 migrating raptors. That brings the season total to 11,502. Taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's looking partly cloudy with a high in the mid-40s and westerly winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So those are decent conditions. It's not going to be a terrific day, but it's certainly better conditions than most days recently and better conditions than most days coming up. So this might be the best day out of this whole stretch of days. And with those westerly winds, it's sort of a toss-up on which lookout we'll be at. It's counter's choice. I'm planning to start at the North Lookout, and if we notice that the flight line is primarily inland, then we might move to the South Lookout, but looking like a decent day for tomorrow. For Friday, it's looking mostly cloudy with a high in the low 40s and light north-northwest winds. So we'll be at the South Lookout, and it's an unfavorable wind, but it's fairly light, so we may get some action. And for Saturday, it's looking cloudy with some light rain, high in the low 40s, and stronger northerly winds. Would expect only light migration for Saturday. All right, well, kind of an interesting day weather-wise with all that snow in the morning, and then it clearing up and giving a little bit of a hawk flight and turning into an overall pleasant day. And it's looking like tomorrow will be another pleasant day and hopefully a decent hawk flight as well. Hope to see you out soon at Derby Hill. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.